3 down, 3 more to go, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you back to HGC China. And Tesher, man, you get in the groove every single time you listen to that music. I'm liking it.
I like it. It's a nice beat. Leave me alone.
All right.
Feels like nobody's watching, and really, really hope no one is, except for the thousands of people who currently are watching this.
And I mean, fair enough, because you need to get in the groove today. Because after, I mean, it's another power week for you. Once you're done casting China, any mortal caster would lay down, you know, and be like, oh, I'm done for the day. But not Tetra, man. He's actually going to deliver you the Open Division Europe with Grubby yet again. And which cup is it? 3? 4?
3. Because currently we are 2-0 for E-Punks Black. They're doing pretty good.
Looking strong, looking good, with absolute insane player material in that squad. Sonic Le Beast, Grand Paquette, just to mention 2 of them. You can probably get the whole squad together.
Yes, Grand Paquette, Loba, Sonic Le Beast, Roskmig, and Cass, currently represented as Barcode.
Here we go.
Oh, wait, what?
We have a new player in here for TeamNut. And
Yeah,
could that be the team owner?
Maybe? Are we going to have a Simba situation here?
Yeah, I think it could be. Like, they have 7 milk on their jerseys, right? So maybe they're named after this guy, and he's the owner. It's like a Simba.
Like, it's Chaishen Dried Nuts and Fruit is the company that they're sponsored by. That's why they're called Team Nut. Atui being brought out as the key player here. But all of their shirts, I don't think it's not the uniform.
It's the other jerseys, the black and white ones.
They all say 7 milk on it.
That is
And now we have 7 milk.
You know what? We're gonna have to do some investigation there. We're gonna try to reach our birds in China.
I'll let you take care of that one this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. I'm very confused, but we're gonna find out and see if that is the case. I'm very curious. I'm excited to see if this is the case. However, they do have a very difficult matchup. Either way, sub or not, here is SPT, who are looking better than they did last season. Lucky fitting into the composition a little bit better than Molly did, it seems, which is a shame because we love Molly. But Lucky really working with the team right now.
Yeah, Lucky fits in a lot better. He probably looks stronger in these 2 weeks than Molly ever has in the entire season. Now, no disrespect to Molly, he was a really, really good player, but it just didn't seem to click with the remaining members of the SPT squad. This time, they look much stronger. Still a little bit left to be desired, to be honest, if you compare them to the One, for example, who are basically stealing the show off of everybody right now. But with players like Melody C, absolute veterans, absolute living legends in China, they are going to be a tough obstacle for Team Nut to overcome.
That is the case. You can see here Melody C being highlighted. Tassadar still his most played hero, a relic from the double support era. But the fact is, he's a god on anyone you put him on. We've seen him be #1 player killer hero as Lucio. We have seen him just be one of the best Medivhs in the world. Simple as.
Genji.
Like, he is just insane. Genji, of course, like you said. He is a monstrously good player. As we see here, the numbers tell a pretty decent story here. 6.9 to 3.6. terms of KDA.
Yeah, so the numbers still speak a very one-sided in a very clear language, right? However, if you look at Team Nut, I mean, the most recent history doesn't show it because they seem to be in a little bit of a slump, but they also faced CE in the One, some of the toughest opponents to face in the current state of the league. And RPG, I'm not going to lie to you, that was a little bit of a disappointment for them. So we're not sure what happened, and maybe because of the really poor results as of late, they decided that it was time for a roster change, and they put 7 milk in there. We haven't seen this player ever. We didn't see any statistics for him. So let's see what he is going to bring for the team.
Gonna have to see. Let's find out as let's head into the first game of this series, our 4th series of the day. As TeamNut takes the first ban.
Yeah, they're gonna ban it first. Map, as you can see, is Infernal Shrines. For the first time, actually, we get to cast this map today because it was either banned or picked already in round 1 in the previous series. So as such, we can maybe see some other picks have high priority, like the Alex Strasser, for example. Very strong for her to be chosen here, but also very susceptible if you show her too early, right? There's a couple of heroes like Junkrat, like Jaina, who can sometimes punish her if everybody groups up into the abundance.
So then, what are we going to see as the first ban? Taking their time with it. It's hard to ban against SPT these days.
It is, because if you think you had them, if you thought you had them covered and cornered, looks like there's a little bit of an issue. Okay. Nothing has been picked right now, so I guess it's just an easy remake now.
Someone bringing up KT Pyro into bunker. Was that an open division or was that a China thing?
No, don't bring the memories back. It's too soon, chat.
Okay,
the Pyroblast, it just didn't work out.
Who was it who did it? Was it SPT?
No, because they lost terribly with it. I think it was either TeamNut or RPG. Might have been TeamNut.
On the search. TeamNut versus the one. I'm just looking for a Kael'thas. SPT versus the one. No. I'm sure chat's going to get there before I do.
Yeah, it was one of the most recent KT plays. And it was terrible.
KT?
I think it was also in Curse Hollow, to be honest.
No, it was definitely on Infernal.
Was it on Infernal? Okay.
Yes. Because I was like, okay, I kind of like the Kael'thas, and then that happened. And
True,
I was like,
true. We were actually happy
no.
about it because of the good wave clear office and the AoE damage and the objective, right?
Yeah, we had faith for a while. That faith was quickly squished.
Yep.
I'm
trying to
there it is. It was BTG versus CE.
Ah, so they were the crazy ones.
They were the crazy ones. BTG are really honest. They are on the downward slope, dude.
Yes.
They seem to be struggling.
All right, so we're back in the draft, guys. Maybe there was a mistake with the lobby. Maybe the wrong drafting mode was active, or there was a keyboard issue on the drafter. You never know what the reason was. For now,
they had the wrong team banning first.
Now we see. Now we see Tetra. Inspector Tetra. On the case.
Inspector Tetra. Ban. Diablo. Wait, pick Diablo. Oh, I was doing so well.
Did Inspector Gadget ever have a companion like Dr. Watson and?
I mean, yeah, Penny.
Penny.
Yeah.
That would have to be your Penny then.
His niece.
I can be Kenny.
So you're my niece. It was Penny and the dog. I don't know the dog's name.
Yeah, and the evil villain had the kitty, the cat. And he was always. We only saw the hen.
His name is all I remember. Like it was it curse you or damn you, Gadget? I'll get you, Gadgets, or something like that. I don't remember. I haven't seen it in years. Either way, Blaze and Malfurion being picked up as the first picks for TeamNut. A very defensive and passive opening.
Yeah, couldn't really be any more standard up to this point, but at least they're drafting mighty fast here. Look at that Leoric insta-lock against the Blaze. I think they realized, you know what, in that solo lane, Blaze has got nothing on me on that Leoric because he's pretty easy to hit, doesn't have superior mobility, pretty big hitbox as well. So the Drained Hope is definitely going to ruin their day. And they realize, you know what? We've got the Malfurion secured. We don't want you to get the Alex Strasser. So they're valuing the Alex Strasser higher because of the Battleground, it seems, than Decker Kane, which SPT have played plenty of.
So we see the Sergeant Hammer getting removed. Every team at this point is beginning to become slowly scared of the Sergeant Hammer as it creeps its way at hover siege speed into HGC China meta.
Yeah. Oh man, Sergeant Hammer. I think it would have been a good try for TeamNut without a doubt. Like the bunker protection, the Malf zoning to a certain degree, the reliable healing. I think Sergeant Hammer seems to be that one composition style that could even take down favorites like SPT if they don't draft well against it. And up to this point, we said it before, Diablo may not be the go-to warrior into the Sergeant Hammer because of siege engines. Leoric probably not applying a lot of pressure either, so I just really like that Sergeant Hammer ban. It's very straightforward.
So instead, well, Johanna would have been perfect with the Sergeant Hammer if they had run it. So as such, we're still going to see the Johanna though, and a Phoenix. So even more slows. We have the oil, and we have, of course, the Punish by Johanna.
Now, which support is CZH on the side of SPT going to play? I think out of all the supports in the league, he was probably the one that was most willing to experiment here and there, going for the Rhaegar, going for those Bloodlust comms that worked so well for SPT in the past. And is he going to bust out something new or something unpopular, unusual again? That's the question. Another Rhaegar, this time maybe with an Ancestral Healing, because right now it doesn't look like a Bloodlust composition. Maybe another Uther we're going to see. What is it going to be?
Make it a Bloodlust composition. Like a Redemption Hanzo.
Entomb to trap them, okay.
Entomb to trap them. Pretty sure Leoric does have an auto attack talent at level 20.
The Mithril
just
Mace.
one.
Yeah, the Mithril Mace, he does have it. Oh, it's the
Lucio,
Lucio, we told you guys.
though.
He's experimenting and I love it.
ZZH. Expanding the pool, and it is awesome, as you did say. And a Tychus as well, so adding even more protection. A very good escape assassin in the form of Hanzo, and a very sustainy assassin in the form of Diablo. Going to give Lucio a much easier time, and of course the extra mobility going to give Diablo and Leoric so much more potential for actual dives. The sound barrier to block the Purification Salvo. It's such an easy one to time because Salvo has such a long wind-up. Love it. Love it with all my heart.
The only thing ZZH now needs to be on the lookout for is, of course, to stay away from Johanna and Malfurion when he's trying to cast that sound barrier, because both of them respectively have pretty easy-to-land counters if Lucio gets too close. The Twilight Dream, the Condemn, the Blessed Shield. There's a lot of stuff that can potentially ruin Lucio's day. But it shouldn't be too hard, to be honest, to actually take care of the cooldowns, to count them down, and just use the sound barrier when it was needed. And actually more burst damage coming into this Lucio. All right, the fight is on.
Is indeed. Jaina coming in here. Severmilk on the support by the looks of it. So a Tui, usual support player, currently on Blaze, unless they just haven't swapped it.
Yeah, unless they swap it out, because I think out of all the team members that we saw for TeamNut over the last few days and weeks, Tui was actually one of the more consistent ones. Really, really good support player. Consistently highlighted as the team's key player as well. I forgot which HGC team he was playing in before, but I think...
Tui?
Yeah, Tui. Because definitely not a newcomer like he used to play.
Was he on Time Flow?
Could have been, yeah. One of the maybe Sunny Line or...
Sunny Line sounds right, actually.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
Sunny Line. So you could really see how in China we have that phenomenon as well, in which, you know, open division players sometimes get replaced by HGC players who are currently looking for a team, right? So a little bit of shuffling, a little bit of mixing going on here and there, which sometimes leads to funny interactions between the teams, you know, former teammates facing each other and so on and so forth.
Time Flow was the correct one.
Time Flow, there we go.
Yes, Google is my friend. As we see, but yeah, moving from Time Flow to TeamNut, able to get himself a pretty decent team together there.
Beautiful.
It's pretty nice to see. And Sevenmilk is on the player list for TeamNut, but it's definitely not a player name change as far as we can tell.
All right, so TeamNut now being reinforced by Sevenmilk. Let's see what they can actually put up here against their opponents, against SPT. But we're going to introduce the Nuts for you with No on that Phoenix. We've got FS playing the tank as per usual on the Johanna, Sevenmilk, the new guy. It's on the Malfurion, Oasis on Jaina, and a Tui on that Blaze.
And on the right-hand side, it's going to be Super Perfect Team with Lucky on the Hanzo, Melody C on Tychus, Misaka on Diablo, Soap on Leoric, and ZZH returning to his boy, the Lucio.
And
he has many boys. Lucio is one of them.
He's got many boys to fall back on. But yeah, I like it. I like it. Amping it up here on the Lucio. It's a personal favorite of mine as well. Being a support and tank player myself.
If I had to pick two of ZZH's best heroes, they would be Lucio and Rhaegar. I think those are the two heroes that he always impresses me on. He's really good on every other hero, like his girl Axtraza. He's insane on, as we see First Blood, Second Blood, acquired by TeamNut. That's a good start. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going for that brawl and you get hit by most of Jaina's abilities and you get condemned by the Janna, then you're going to be in a world of trouble. And already, look at TeamNut here. Turning on the heat immediately, not showing any form of respect of the seasoned veterans of SPT. Now, mind you, these early deaths probably won't have that much meaning because they're not going to miss any experience on the minion wave here. Melodies is already picking it up on the Tychus. But still, it's a nice statement already by TeamNut. You know, early blood, early deaths.
Yeah, going straight for the Mercap as fast as possible. They are playing at breakneck pace in the first minute of this game.
Yeah.
That's going to be a hell of a pace to try and keep up, but they're going to try. They're playing like nutters right now. Moving in for Diablo. There's the charge, but the Pyromania picks up the kill by Blaze as a Tui just dives so deep. He backs up, but he is surviving.
He survives, and that's ultimately all that matters. And true, that was a 4 versus 3 because I think Tychus arrived a little late, but still, hey, as long as you're not missing out on any experience in the lane, as long as you actually take mercenaries on top of that as well, you are fine to go. You are fine to go ham on your opponents. And that's exactly what TeamNut has been doing over and over again. And I don't even think it's Lucio's fault at this point. It's just Diablo, like Misaka, getting super deep on his positioning and getting punished, rightfully so.
It's also just the fact that TeamNut are just going super deep. They are playing incredibly briskly, and currently it's working. That might not always be the case. They do need to be at least a little bit careful, or this lead may not last.
Speaking of playing carefully, they're definitely doing that right now, taking the Bruiser camp a little early in my opinion, because the Shrine hasn't even been announced yet. So if SPT rotates accordingly, they should be able to take down this mercenary camp at the top lane pretty handsomely, and then they could still start their own merc camp, which then will at least distract, you know, and cause a little bit of a commotion there for TeamNut. But Lucio, as we know, is not the greatest when it comes to dealing with mercenaries and minion waves, so I would have definitely liked to see someone else, maybe Hanzo, take care of it, and then Lucio go for the mercenary camp alongside the Diablo.
SPT look like they're playing on slow speed right now.
Which is funny because they've got Lucio in their team.
Exactly, whereas TeamNut look like they're playing on the faster game speed. There's always pressure. In every single lane, they're clearing so fast, grabbing mercenaries every time. They're already on the objective, 6-1. Johanna putting pressure onto the heroes. They're going to be able to clean up this Fallen Shaman, thanks to Oasis, assuming he keeps his positioning relatively safe. They actually managed to get the Fallen Shaman to be the one getting targeted by the towers. They build up the Hound so quickly as well.
Yeah, that was a really good defense here on the mercenaries by TeamNut. Now, this is the first full 5 versus 5 team fight of the game, right? No longer will TeamNut have the element of surprise of ganking somebody. In fact, FS on the Johanna is getting chipped down and poked down heavily. ZZH continues to play very aggressively on that Lucio. 29-21 right now because of Leoric's wave clear and Diablo. They're having a pretty healthy lead. Hanzo, of course, cannot be forgotten about it as well.
Soap eats a lot of damage from a Tui and No, though, as they begin chasing through. 28-37. This is very likely going to be an SPT objective. Despite the best efforts of TeamNut and the head start they were able to get with the wave clear of SPT, starting to show where their team's composition is going to get its advantage.
Now with Tui on that Blaze, he realizes immediately that he needs to go back to a different lane to basically keep the soak up here. Nice leash, nice pull over the wall by Nut. Nut's FS here. So yeah, I don't think there is any major misplays by TeamNut to this point, but they also weren't able to keep up that momentum. Right now, SPT is showing their claws and fangs. They realize, you know what, we can still do this if we team fight properly, and that's exactly what they've been doing so far. Leroy also goes double soaking now against the Blaze. So yeah, and at this point in time, I think the game has been reverted and equalized again, Tetcher.
Yeah, the XP being gained by SPT, the objective being taken and taking some towers. That has allowed them to catch up and even take a very slight lead in experience, but that will be gained back pretty quickly by the once TeamNut, which they have already done, make their way into lanes again.
And of course, as time goes by, Diablo is also going to be a little more tankier with that full flame build on the Ws. No, needs to be careful. He's trying to save the overpower for the teleporter. Is he not? Did he actually interrupt it? I didn't even see. Or was Phoenix like, okay, I'm dead anyways. I'm not even going to try to get out of there.
Either way, he was it. Either way, I think he would have died both ways, but I'm pretty sure it was actually an interrupt with the overpower. So it's cool to see either way. As SPT, they finally pick up their first kill of the game, and they've certainly slowed down the momentum of TeamNut. Can they game it back? Game it back? That'll do. Gain it back. That'll take it.
if you gain back your advantage, then you basically did all the right things too. Because we're all gamers. What we do is game.
Correct. We do, in fact, game. It is a wonderful thing. And these people make money for it. Isn't that cool? As we see TeamNut burning through the minion waves, looking for Soap. Round 3, I think, on killing him. Trying to get him, but this time, Wraithwalker able to get him out.
Those must be the most satisfying moments when you play Leoric and you're getting ganked by 3 people, right? There's so much CC available, and all you need to do is put your index finger on that E key, and you're Wraith walking to safety. Feels good when you Leoric. Even if they had succeeded in it, would have had the trait value available. He would have bought a little bit of time for his teammates to get pressure elsewhere done. But yeah, as he played it, perfect way to do it. Now look at ZZH, man. No respect. Trying to go for that cheeky play. Needs to be careful, though. The arrow connects by Hanzo.
They're very far forward. Iron Skid is used. That allows FS to mostly make it out of range. He gets out. And that was with the level 10s available for SPT. That Iron Skid really saved Johanna there. And as such, level 10 is hit by TeamNut. They are half a level behind thanks to a little bit of soak being lost and those structures being killed off. Ring of Frost. Purification Salvo, of course. We are seeing the Tranquility, Blessed Shield, and, of course, the Bunker.
All right, so that was a pretty good attempt by SPT, and as you said, 2 heroic abilities were basically blown in that moment. But 25 seconds until they're going to be back respectively. Like, Lightning Breath and Dragon's Arrow are not the highest cooldown abilities ever, so they realized, you know what, the Shrine hasn't actually been announced yet.
Okay.
Yeah. That happened.
I assume he was trying to do the Merc Camp and slightly messed up the micro. He is now going to have to milk 7 Milk's healing for everything it's worth to be ordered to be able to really join in this fight with maximum efficiency. Another heal. There we go. Good job, 7 Milk.
Gotta get that Malfurion Tree Hugger sap onto you to basically keep that healing up here. And let's see what they can do now, actually. They arrived too late to the party. Phoenix also took a lot of damage priorly, so he couldn't actually start participating in that fight right at the get-go. 26 to 13 in terms of skeleton count up to this point. Look at SPT. They're basically untouched. They have so much AoE with that Leoric, with that Diablo and the Hanzo. They are just dominating the Shrine fight up to this point.
And Odin's going to guarantee that. Ring of Frost coming in. Sound Barrier completely neutralizes that, though, and FS is deleted. Bunker Micro coming out. 7 Milk flees up to the top lane, leaving it to die to #1 player killer ZZH on that Lucio. And Odin does not pick up a Tui. That's
Misaka's done yet.
Firebat. Dun-dun. Boom! He might actually die to Jada, though. Bit of more Nikachu. He has souls. Here comes
Lucio for the rescue.
Looking to get him out. Lucio, everyone's coming in here. They get the kill. And Diablo, don't reveal him. Don't reveal him. He can fall back. Okay, it looks like he's going to stay.
Yeah, he's going to stay for now. I mean, there's no more opposing heroes left to actually try and kill him. So this was the picture-perfect play by Cheeky Lucio, arriving in the nick of time. Can't stop, won't stop. That beautiful movement speed really coming into play. The Accelerando giving him that maximum rotation speed. Well played from start to finish by SPT. This is the super perfect team that we know and love.
It's working out, and all this momentum that TeamNut got at the start of the game has been completely neutralized. Nice knockback by ZZH, completely denying the charge. And as such, Merc Camp is stolen. A couple Siege Impalers coming in. FS gonna tank this. The thing is, there's no heroes pushing. They're quite happy to fight this in front of their gates. Tower will die first. And more towers will die in the mid lane with not enough actually, it might be enough.
Yeah, it might be enough, actually. I think they can also tank it a little bit here. Obviously, Tui on that Blaze is good wave clear, but they could just lurk around and try to defend those Impalers. Look at that. They're fully committing to it. There goes the Odin coming in here from Taika's. New minion wave has arrived, and there's quite frankly nothing that TeamNut can do, right? Not only are they not level 13, there's just too much of a momentum going for SPT with that Odin. So they're going to pull back for now. They got what they wanted. Only 1 fort left remaining in the top lane for TeamNut.
And as such, we will see SPT continuing to pile on the pressure. Leoric continuing his 2-lane rotation, just able to do it so efficiently with this hero. It is fantastic. As SPT moving up to top lane, like you said, there's 1 fort left. Is that going to join him, or is he going to go to bot for XP? Looks like bot is the name of the game.
Yeah, bottom is the name of the game here indeed, and we see a cute little talent here actually at level 13 for Lucio. We see another cute move actually, the boombox intercepting the fort aggro so they can focus it down without taking too much damage on the heroes. That's always cool to see.
The shield was just used and did not land on Soap there, who is now moved forward. Ring of Frost used.
Excuse me?
Soap has just burned 2 heroics by standing around. He does have to use his own March of the Black King. Dragon Arrow from downtown onto 7milk. Here's Nibbles, who is actually 7milk actually surviving. Tranquility is popped here. Everyone's alive, at least for the moment, but Atui is getting body blocked pretty hard.
You definitely can't escape from that. With Lucio's movement speed boost and the body blocks, there is nothing Ablaze can do to get out of that sticky situation. But yeah, a cute little detail for all the Lucio players out there, or the, you know, soon-to-be Lucio players. Level 13, can't stop, won't stop, means that while he's wall riding, he cannot be affected by roots and slows, which is amazing against Jaina and amazing against Malfurion. So he tailored this talent specifically to what TeamNut brought to the table.
Exactly, and now we're seeing SPT just on the opponent's side of the map, because they can. Stealing away their Fallen Shaman camp, gonna put some pressure onto that top lane. As with all the forts down, it's time to begin working on keeps.
Yeah, and currently, Tetra, I mean, you see the experience as well, right? It's not looking pretty. It's not looking pretty for the Nuts. It's a clean 2-level disadvantage. And they, as we said earlier, burned a couple of those cooldowns already in that defense of Jaina. And SPT, they're just playing this smart and clever. They realize, you know what, we're going to keep them distracted even more with those bruisers in the top lane with the Fallen Shamans. And 5 seconds until this this Mortar Punisher is going to be unleashed. And with that wave clear, once again, Hanzo, look at Lucky with the explosive shots. Boom. Leoric, Neil, Peasants. They're going to have a mighty easy time to do this. Like, TeamNut shouldn't even be here. What they need to do is defend the top lane and push somewhere else for experience.
They definitely need to be somewhere, as they are going to try and actually make a cheeky kill onto Diablo. As Diablo just dives the backline. Ring of Frost is good, but Sound Barrier is better. Not better and good enough, though, as we do see Diablo go down. Now to focus onto Soap, as the Drain Hope does so much damage to 7mil, but he's still alive. Tranquility was burned. They burned every heroic except for Bunker for that kill on Diablo, and he's back. But it gives them a little bit of time to start burning down some of these Shrine minions. They still have Bunker, but they still have Odin and Lightning Breath available for SPT. But with Diablo so squishy, it might be risky for him to even try and use Lightning Breath, but it's going to keep him standing still. As the Odin comes in, going to try and guarantee the Punisher for SPT as the Bunker is popped here. So, dropping very low. He goes down here this time. 7milk is very low as well, but they're turning it around. They take down Diablo. He's too squishy. 39. Melody needs to guarantee this, and he does. Snipes it with the Odin. But TeamNut able to get 2
Melody do it?
Nice ice block, but we see ZZH chasing down Oasis. That scatter arrow gets it from downtown. Lucky gets the kill. It's a double kill. 2 for 3, kinda, because Diablo died earlier in favor of TeamNut. But with SPT grabbing the Punisher, they're able to push him for a keep.
Not only did Lucky wait for the perfect moment to drop that scatter arrow, it was the perfect terrain for it to bounce as well, killing 2 heroes with 1 blow. Beautifully done, Lucky there. This is the moment where we can really see how he fits into the roster, but well done by TeamNut before, actually. They almost made the impossible possible, right? They killed Diablo, and then we know that, Tetra, the Diablo, the Tiny Dibble syndrome, you want to call it, right? He comes back from base, he overestimates his own tankiness, he tries to go back in there, but gets taken out immediately by that Jaina burst damage. So, sloppy play by SPT, but the lucky factor with that scatter shot, turning it around.
Very nicely done. I really thought TeamNut would get away with that. I thought they'd be able to pull back, but Hanzo, absolute denial. And with Leoric coming back early, they had a 4-man push. That guarantees the first keep of the game to SPT. They're about to hit level 20. TeamNut aren't even level 18 yet.
Just when it was so close, like when they almost seemed to have stabilized TeamNut, that is, right? It was so close, but SPT crashes them over and over again and denies the hopes of TeamNut yet again. Beautiful counterplay, especially by Lucky.
Man, this is This is rough. It's like it's TeamNut. It's like drowning in the ocean. Someone throws you down a rope ladder, but the rungs are razor blades. As we see TeamNut desperately trying to defend their base here, looking for any chance to climb this ladder. As they need everyone. Blaze is busy cleaning mid, though. If he doesn't, then they might not control damage. Odin is popped with big red button, like you said. Commitment comes in for this keep.
The commitment is real. You can see those mini nukes raining down from the sky. Nobody's even trying to attack Melody C. Instead, they focus on Johanna Diablo, roasting her. And there comes the lightning breath of doom.
Nice block. Time well enough, but still gets deleted.
Oh boy.
That's 2 for 0, looking for Phoenix, but Phoenix teleports away. And they've given up on that keep. They're done with it. They're just moving on for the core. And they should be able to do this unless Phoenix can get a pretty nice wraparound. Blaze coming in from behind as well. They're going to try. Does not land the stun. Salvo comes in. There's a couple slows down. Damage is okay. And the sound barrier. Blaze going to get killed off. His bunker got deleted. And 7Milk is going to wait in base because it's GG. That is game number 1 going over to Super Perfect Team.
You're definitely going to try to save your KDA here a little bit, your personal KDA. 7Milk on that Mount Free, and he realized, you know what, there's nothing that I could ever do to prevent this from happening. But you could see the value from Lucio there. Although the game was already over, a beautiful, beautiful sound barrier to top things off. You also had the bonus track at level 20, which means double healing from Amp It Up if you play correctly. So yeah, SPT, they're making these picks look good, although we also have to criticize them a little bit there, especially Misaka, for getting caught a little too much both in the early and late game. But good thing he had his teammates there to carry him through all the way.
And as such, like you said, the early game, TeamNut, there seems to be a theme of TeamNut. They will absolutely just grab all the kills in the early game. And then the rest of the game happens.
Yes.
That seems to be the theme, and it's an unfortunate sight to see, but that's only game number 1. There's always a chance, but SPT, their late game map control and their objective control especially just looks so good right now.
Absolutely true. Now, I wonder who's going to become our MVP here. It has to be Lucky, though, for that sexy, simple geometry scatter shot, perfectly calculated. Very rarely do we see those cute double kills with one, you know, ability being used for them. Could also be CZH, though, to be honest. First of all, for being brave enough to pick the Lucio and then playing a golden game on top of it there. The save on Diablo when they dove behind the fort in the bottom, that was just sexy to watch.
That was quite fun. With the fort finally being punished, finally being covered by minions, he was able to dive past and just get Diablo. Also, I just quite like the play by Misaka of just like, yeah, I could dive a fort to kill a Blaze. That's something I could do. And yes, turns out he can, but Blaze was very tanky then. It took way more. I thought the charge would do it alone. Yeah. But turns out not.
And you know, that is just a theme that we've seen so many times, not just in China, but other HGC regions as well, where new and upcoming teams like the Nuts here, right? They look so promising. They look so good in the early game, where they actually put the pressure onto the established teams like SPT, but then they're basically crumbling under the pressure, right? They can't keep that momentum. They can't keep up the macro play until the end. And that is something that SPT has always been good in compared to other Chinese teams. Like, that is always their forte when it comes to dealing with these young, aggressive teams.
So let's talk about 7Milk. New player. We always should highlight the new players or the substitute players, etc., just to see how well they're fitting in. Didn't see that many roots overall. Did see a lot of really good healing, but I also saw spending a little bit too much time in the bunker while Tranquility was up.
And quite honestly, I don't think I'm not sure if you were supposed to go Tranquility against the composition that the enemy team had. The Twilight Dream against a Lucio can be so impactful.
True.
You basically have a Ring of Frost there as well. You really want to deliver all that damage in there. So while Tranquility isn't bad by any means, MVP becomes soap, by the way, for a strong Leoric. Baited many abilities onto him. Look at that, your damage too. Are you kidding me?
28.3% of his team's hero damage.
Holy jeez.
That's a lot of damage.
Where does he take it from, Soap, man? That's his best phase ever. He's such a good player.
He really is. He's really improved from the very first season we saw him, and now he is potentially one of the best players on this team. And as such, TeamNut taking us to the Volskaya Foundry.